With the summer transfer window in full swing following the conclusion of Euro 2020 and the Copa America, we're certain that there's still a lot of time left for major moves to take place. Today, we're going to get right down to it, but before we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications. Big moves that have already happened. Before we start talking about potential big moves, let's do a little recap of transfers that have already taken place. First off, Borussia Dortmund have sealed a €30 million move for young Netherlands international Donyell Malen from Dutch giants PSV Eindhoven. The youngster had a great Euro 2020 campaign, and if you look at his age and his ability, it's a bit of a steal for the Germans, who rarely make a wrong move in the transfer market. Malen's arrival actually helps the team move on from Jadon Sancho. The young English winger finally sealed a move to Manchester United after the Red Devils continued to chase his signature for over a year. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was eager to add more bite to the right flank, and in Sancho, the club now has a player who will offer something different going forward. Tottenham start a new chapter under Nuno Espirito Santo, and the former Wolves man has been able to sign talented Spanish winger Bryan Gil from Sevilla. The youngster has a lot of potential, but will need to quickly find his feet in England. Arsenal were able to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga from Anderlecht, and the young midfielder is going to be given time to adjust to his new surroundings. However, his arrival pretty much ends Granit Xhaka's time at the club. Giroud joined AC Milan for €1 million and will link up with Zlatan Ibrahimovic next season. Paris Saint-Germain have landed Gigi Donnarumma, who left AC Milan as a free agent. Donnarumma is one of the finest goalkeepers in football today, and his arrival could make life difficult for Keylor Navas. Atletico Madrid signed Rodrigo de Paul from Udinese for €35 million, and the Argentine international is expected to be a direct replacement for Saul, who's likely to leave the club this summer. Sergio Ramos ended an illustrious career with Real Madrid and will now use his experience to help PSG win the Champions League alongside fellow summer signing Achraf Hakimi. Similarly, Barcelona have welcomed Sergio Aguero and Memphis Depay to their ranks. Leicester City have made a couple of shrewd signings as well, with the likes of Boubakary Soumaré and Patson Daka joining Brendan Rodgers' side. Liverpool's backline is going to be even tougher than it usually is, with Virgil van Dijk around now that they've signed Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig. Similarly, Manchester United's acquisition of Raphael Varane means that Harry Maguire has an experienced partner at the back. Hakan Çalhanoğlu decided to join Inter Milan as a free agent from AC Milan, and the Turkish international is expected to replace Christian Eriksen, whose career might unfortunately be over after suffering that cardiac arrest at the start of the Euros last month. Real Madrid welcomed David Alaba, who left Bayern Munich after a decade-long presence at the back, but the Austrian's arrival might not be enough to supplement the departures of Varane and Ramos. Right, now that we've talked about almost all the major transfers, let's take a look at some big transfers that could still happen. Eduardo Camavinga. The young French midfielder is one of the rising stars of the game and is bound to make a big move somewhere down the line. With just a year left on his contract, Stade Rennais know that they no longer have the upper hand. Manchester United's need for a midfielder has seen them linked with this teenager. However, it has been stated that the youngster's preference is to move to Spain, and with the money they've received following Varane's transfer, Real Madrid might make their move. Saul. Another midfielder who's definitely going to be on the move is the Atletico Madrid man. Saul struggled for game time last season, and De Paul's arrival from Udinese means that he's already been pushed out the door. Moves to Barcelona, Liverpool and Man United have been touted for a player who will command a fee in the region of €35 million. The Reds might possibly be able to secure his services, and they do need a new midfielder following the departure of Jorginho Wijnaldum to PSG. Jack Grealish. The Aston Villa man has been hotly tipped to make a move to Man City. However, the club's recent acquisition of Emi Buendia and likely arrival of Leon Bailey might force him to change his mind. Grealish might also be aware that a move to the Etihad could significantly decrease his playing time, and the England international will make a move to only a club where he's guaranteed a starting role. Romelu Lukaku. After a memorable 2020-21 campaign in the Serie A for Inter Milan, The Belgian international has been hotly linked with a return to England. Both Man City and Chelsea are in the market for a prolific striker. The imposing striker has a knack for scoring crucial goals, and with Inter Milan's financial worries far from over, he might be on the move this summer. Only a big money offer would force the Nerazzurri's hands, but both clubs have the finances to make this deal happen. Lautaro Martinez. The young Argentine was linked with a move to Barcelona a year ago, but the Spanish giants have their own financial problems to deal with. Therefore, he might not be moving to Spain this summer. However, a move to PSG or an English club could still happen. PSG in particular might want to bring him to Parc des Princes given the issues surrounding Kylian Mbappe's future. Danny Ings. The former Burnley striker has been among the goals for Southampton and might want to experience something a bit different. Earlier this summer, a move to Manchester United was mooted, but the striker's connection with Liverpool might stop something like that from happening. However, the likes of West Ham United and Tottenham could make their move, with the latter in a particular hurry to start preparing for life without Harry Kane. Antoine Griezmann. The France international has not had a bad career at Barcelona, but at the same time, he hasn't really been able to show the form that made him such a baller during his stint with Atletico Madrid. Barcelona are looking to sell the experienced forward only due to their financial issues. The Catalonian giants can't register their summer signings until they reduce their wage bill to a certain extent. And reportedly, Griezmann earns about €45 million a year, so Barca have to let him go. A return to Diego Simeone's side has been mooted with Saul moving the other way, while Manchester City have also been credited with an interest. We're not sure what will happen in the coming weeks, but don't be too surprised if Griezmann ends up joining a new team for next season. Paulo Dybala. The Argentine's previous campaign with Juventus was plagued with injuries and some poor form. Reportedly, the player's agent is in Turin to discuss terms of a new deal, but if things don't work out, then Dybala is likely to be put on the transfer market. Previously, the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur have been linked with the player, and if he's moved on, expect Dybala to join the London side. Julien Cundy. The young Frenchman is set to leave Sevilla after reports emerge that Chelsea are willing to do a player plus cash deal with the Spanish side. The youngster is only 22 and has got loads of room to grow. Once the deal is done, that would see Kurt Zouma going the other way, and Koundé's arrival would add a new dynamic to Thomas Tuchel's defensive strategy. Harry Kane. After years of loyal service, Harry Kane feels that he deserves to win titles. That's unlikely to happen at Tottenham, and with Man City willing to pay over the odds, there is a feeling that the Englishman will be leaving Spurs this summer. With the goal-scoring record that he has, Kane is going to be a perfect man to lead City's attack next season. A fee in the region of €160 million has been mooted, and if it happens, it would be a record transfer fee paid for a British player. It's happening, isn't it? Robert Lewandowski. Chelsea's hunt for a new striker has seen them linked with the Bayern Munich legend. Lewandowski guarantees you goals, and if the Blues are able to sign him up, it would be quite a coup. However, we don't see this scenario unfolding, since the veteran striker could end up ending his playing career in Bavaria. Erling Haaland. The Norwegian striker has been hotly linked with a move away from Borussia Dortmund, but it remains to be seen if there is any club out there that's brave enough to pay close to €175 million for the youngster. Chelsea are reportedly in pole position, but it remains to be seen if they'll be willing to pay the player's agent a crazy amount of money in commission fees. Haaland isn't going to stay at Dortmund for a long time, but the player himself is eager to start the new campaign with his current club. Perhaps a move to a new side next year is a more likely outcome. Paul Pogba. If this happens, this will be one of the biggest transfers of the summer transfer window. The France international hasn't been consistent enough for Manchester United, and he's only got a year left on his current deal. So far, the Frenchman has refused to commit to his future at Old Trafford. In the midst of all this, Paris Saint-Germain have already agreed personal terms with the player. United, though, haven't made any decision yet, but you expect Solskjaer to finally end all the rumours and allow the player to leave for somewhere between 40 and 50 million euros this summer. It would be a bit sad to see Pogba leave, but if we're being honest, the Premier League has never seen the full scale of his abilities. Maybe he'll shine a bit brighter in Ligue 1, where the pace of the game suits his style.